Ooh, I wish I had an equal sound effect, man. Who's the most American?
I don't fuck with niggas, that's why I be solo dolo. Big Moro, keep that Northern demo, and I'm no Quasimodo.
Is it you? I'm the most American. Hey, if you want another banger Korean song, the scenery and it's perfect after the other songs. Okie dokie. We'll listen to after this one. Who's the most American? I believe that this dude in the middle is the most American. You see his player build, you see his haircut, you see his tattoos, you see what he's wearing. These other people, first of all, he's a Nick.
By the way, I was raised by a black nanny for my
Who asked?
entire.
You know nobody asked because she said, by the way.
By the way,
That is a key indicator that nobody asked.
I was raised by a black nanny for my entire life growing up.
Yeah, lots of white people have been raised by
Well,
black
I'm
people.
sorry.
Nanny. So somebody who's not your parent, like, bro,
Okay.
a black nanny, was they slaving her shit?
I'll try to pivot.
Okay, they got the eagle effect for me.
What is everybody's
This nigga fit hard as hell. Oh my gosh.
family background here in America?
I'll start. My dad is actually indigenous. He's Native American, Cree Nation, and my mom is a Black American.
Black American as well.
Like
I'm
that-
born here. My
that's it.
parents are from Compton. I'm also
This nigga sweating like, oh my gosh.
as well. I'm
Bro. Bro.
born here. My parents are from Compton. I also do have indigenous heritage as well. The Houma Nation in Louisiana.
My parents are just simple blue-collar working white Americans.
My
Yep, these two niggas, Devin and whoever
Born
the fuck.
here. My parents
Hold
are
on.
from Compton. I also do have indigenous heritage as well. The Houma Nation in Louisiana.
My parents
Devin and Daniel.
are just simple
Put 'em on the number
blue-collar
1 and 2
working
spots.
White Americans.
my dad's from California. His dad was from Canada. His mom was from Texas.
I was born in New York, but my parents
Texas? She's number 1.
are from Korea.
I was actually born in Europe, and I've been here for 7 years, and I filed for a green card recently.
Then the point is to, I mean, okay.
Yeah, I was born
That kind of removes the whole assumption part because
Colombia, raised there. American dad, and my mom's fully Colombian.
What do we think makes an American, or makes someone
there's only 2 Americans in this video.
more American than other? Like, what are our opinions on that?
I think it's a choice because we're like such a melting pot of everybody. But if that makes you feel
I'm not gonna talk about it, man.
proud, then that's what you are.
You see it, you see it.
Agree with that. I also think
America.
to know that like lineage
Fuck yeah.
does matter and make a difference. Just because there are communities in America that have been here, I think that should be taken into consideration.
That's also my personal opinion.
Why do they have the 2 darkest niggas sweating right now? What they doing?
And I get that a lot. It's like, oh, it doesn't get much more American than you, but like, I haven't served in the military. I haven't,
Right.
I've served.
I haven't. No, I'm saying. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
And I don't think that makes me more American actually, because it
Wait,
was
what did you say?
more of
military. I haven't,
Right.
I've
Bro, I love his button-up T-shirt. I was about to, bro. What you talking about? The pink dude, this dude, or the sweaty guy?
served in the Air Force for
The sweaty guy, bro. His shit. Oh my god, his whole fit is he came to eat. He ate
6 years. And I don't think that makes me more American.
for how many years? I'm sorry.
I haven't,
Right.
I've served in the Air Force for 6 years.
6? How old is this nigga? Our sweaty friend? Yeah,
And
his shit
I don't think
fire.
that makes me more American actually, because it was more of a
Look at that whole fit checked. Like, so you got the black Converse, some slight, you know what I'm saying? Don't gotta go with Jordans every time. Simple white socks. That button up is really hard.
transactional agreement. I got paid to do it.
Yeah, I agree as well. I was in the military. If you're just like a dad who wakes up or a mom who wakes up working 80 hours a week, those are real Americans right there. People are like, oh,
Those are real Americans because them niggas is slaving away their life for a wage that's barely livable. Are you serious?
military. You must like love America so much. And like, America's just a piece of dirt on the ground to me. People
Okay, wait a minute.
who contribute to their
Can't judge a book by its cover.
community in a meaningful way. Those are the most American people to me.
Can you guys start rearranging yourselves as you ask questions?
I think number 1 for sure.
Damn, number 1?
And I just think only because you two have
Yeah, I can
connection to somewhere
go
else.
in the end for now.
Yeah, I'll move.
She's all for
Second to
now. I'm at the bottom, honestly.
Well,
I am, for sure.
I feel like she's gonna start talking about black people when black people weren't even mentioned.
For so many reasons. It's kind of weird, but I feel like
I feel like just because, by the way, I had a black name.
being like, that's my metric. That's what I'm concerned about. And I think that that's more important than being from a country.
I completely agree. I imagine a future in which you can go anywhere, participate in that community respectfully, and like be a part of it. But I do think it's important to some degree to classify things because there are a lot of wrongs that America hasn't righted yet. I think once we get to a point where we can all like kumbaya together, none of this will
Why she say kumbaya? No, point.
The fact that there's so much to talk about in terms of like what has gone wrong or who did what you're doing is you're basically trying to blame somebody. And at all times, blaming people doesn't help with the actual issue is like moving forward.
But I mean, we can't really move forward until we acknowledge what happened yesterday and we atone for it.
Why can't we just be okay and like just be good? Like
slavery wasn't even that bad and it wasn't even that
we're so far beyond
Atone for certain things.
No, we don't. That's like that's more of like a religious thing.
Yeah, I'll try to pivot. Okay, well, I'll try to pivot.
You know, it's not about pointing fingers at individual people. It's pointing fingers at like a system that still has like negative effects for lots of different groups of people.
Does everybody vote that can? And did you vote since you could?
I did not vote.
Since you could?
I didn't vote either.
I hate politics.
That's so real.
The main thing about
I don't care about them right now.
Fought for on any side in America were the right to do these things like vote.
But we only have 2 parties to pick from. I would prefer the third party, but the third party doesn't win. And if you vote for the third party, you're actually just hurting your own party. It's rigged. You do like.
It's not really, if you get involved, you can't help but be...
Bro, if you don't move her up to the #1 spot right now, she's checking all the boxes for American.
You can change it.
I'd rather take care of my immediate community, my immediate goals, my immediate life. I'm gonna be a good citizen, a good taxpayer.
Is that not the #1 spot? Is that, because I thought it went #1 to the right and then last to the left.
That's all that I need to do.
I agree with that. I can't vote, but I am very politically active.
Right.
So I think that might be more impactful than like all the third of the population who didn't vote for whatever reason.
Do you guys believe that citizenship status correlates to how American you are?
I don't agree because there's a bunch of people who come here with, you have to have $1 million and they put you into like a...
The fuck? Where'd that come from? Yeah, so I don't agree because a bunch of people come here to have better. Actually, no, fuck that. You have to have $1 million. Like, why did she just completely flip side her argument? What the hell? What is she talking about right now?
Or like people, and all it takes is $1 million for these people to come in. They don't have to do anything but just pay that money.
Yes, there are people.
No.
People who have millions of dollars and invest into the country, but that's not the majority of the people, and there are people who are undocumented and they want to become citizens because this is the only country they've ever known, but they can't. Are they less American just because of paperwork?
I think a lot of it has to do with effort too.
I thought so. I used to believe that. I used to think that if I come here, I go to school here, I work here, I can become a citizen eventually. I had to get married because that was the easiest way for me to come here. I don't think it's a fair process. I can get a green card in a year just because I married an American, but other people have been here for decades and still can't get a green card. And I don't
know any of that stuff works, but that's crazy.
I think we should all just go through and finish our rankings and just kind of...
Should I like cut all my hair? Should I cut my hair and buy the same exact piece of clothing as him? Be just like him. He looks pretty cool.
Kind of say why. And
I want to be like him when I grow up.
That would be good.
Regroup.
I think I'm #1. I think I'm the most American. I am a
Oh, she's the most American because her parents are native.
Continuation.
Or indigenous, or I don't know what the proper term is, but you know?
Of a long line of people who have done nothing but thrive and contribute to this country.
I mean, you don't have an America without Black and Indigenous people, just given the history and all the contributions. So I feel like she should have been first.
Unfortunately, the thing about America is that race is just connected to everything we do. And that's why it's a mess. There are several different Americas. We do not live in the same world. I can already tell we don't live in the same world.
By the way, I was raised by a Black
Exactly! Where did that come from? Bro.
nanny for my entire life growing up.
Yeah, lots of
Oh my gosh. Yo, no, I gotta hear more. I gotta hear more.
Well, I'm sorry, but she raised me as my mom because my mom wasn't there.
But you don't walk through life the way that I do, and I don't walk through life the way that you do.
Bro, black woman says, hey, by the way, you know, we don't live in the same, you know, same day-to-day life because I'm a POC and you're not a POC. Fuck you mean? I was born and raised by a black auntie. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Yo, what's good, Big Ounce, man? You caught me mid-argument, but by mid-argument, I mean, you know, yelling at my monitors.
Or that he does, or that
about a white woman that claims she's better than everybody else because she got raised by a black nanny.
Victim, like thing to say.
I am not a victim.
You have as much, but you have as.
Where the fuck did that come from? Rewind.
You raised me as my mom because my mom wasn't there.
But you don't walk through life the way that I do, and I don't walk through life the way that you do, or that he does, or that she.
Victim, like thing to say.
That's a victim thing to say. That they walk through different worlds because she's a black woman. It's a victim thing. I'm playing the victim by saying it's more dangerous to walk through certain neighborhoods and do certain things as a black man. That's bro. What is this video?
How much potential is that do at birth?
I'm not trying to play the oppression Olympics here. I'm just trying to paint a picture so that you can understand that not everyone lives life like you. I hope she at least heard what I said, and at least maybe
hell no, she didn't.
You know, in the future, and maybe she'll remember like this encounter.
In the future, maybe.
Everybody's opinion and why they felt that they
except for that watermelon eat it. No.
did deserve to be an American or didn't. We all have our views, and I think they're all going to be in the end the same. That we're humans first.
I think it's best
for
the sake of this conversation to try to focus on our individual reasons why we're American.
This nigga is trying so hard for this video.
And not so much because our ancestors did this and that.
Then why did you guys put me at the front?
Because of what you mentioned, like as far as I understood, you want to be here. And this is like where you see yourself and where you identify yourself as being.
This is the first time nigga spoke. Speaking some real shit.
Do you feel American?
Ooh. Yeah, it's all I know.
You're more American than I am just because you would want to stay here. I would drop my hat and leave immediately. I'll go to the back of the line. If like my girlfriend said, I want to go back to Taiwan, I'd go with her right away. Free healthcare, no mass shootings. That's already like 2 really good pluses to me.
Yeah, but then again, I don't know shit about other countries. So I wouldn't be like, fuck yeah, let me go to a random country I know absolutely nothing about. I'd do a little research. Somebody hit me up, be like, yo, trying to move to this country. Just chill, you know, live life. It'd be cheaper and better for your mental health. I'd be like, okay, let me do some research about it. Think about it. And also it's different. Like, I think in Australia, bills go by weekly. You know how stressful that'd be? I think you get paid weekly and bills are weekly. That don't make no goddamn sense. You know how busy life would seem? Like you have to pay rent and everything a week.
I choose America all the time, but you know, if an alien from outer space came here and said he loved America and he doesn't want to go back to space, he's an American because he takes pride in it.
I'm gonna move myself to the.
Okay.
Yeah, I would also rate myself lower. That's why
I am like a dual citizen. Like I'm not just American. I'm also Colombian. That's still a huge part of what motivates me, who I am, the culture that I engage in.
I think you should come before me because if we're talking about like individual contribution, I think you've done more than I have.
Yeah.
There are guys who serve and do things and do really great things for this country, but like not everybody in the military is actively on the front lines fighting wars. Not everybody's a Delta Force special operator. I chose to not for patriotic reasons. It's like, do I go to school and get a lot of debt and not even know what I want to do with my life? Or do I take some time, think about it, and get the government to pay me my education?
Does everyone feel comfortable where they
That's
are?
real.
Yeah,
I would say she feels very strongly.
She does.
I do.
So where would you want to place yourself?
I mean, I think that me
I do, and I bet you feel very strongly about them chicken strips you're waiting for in the back.
personally, the passion and the importance of me looking out for everybody that's in American and
This nigga is so tired of it.
wants to call himself American. I think that's so valuable.
I feel like you want to say number one.
I mean,
and
I
that's
do.
okay.
I do, honestly.
She's itching to be called a proud American.
I think think that is me.
Come.
If we're going by her metric of contribution, since I am a public servant, I do travel, I do first responder work, emergency management.
Just like as a first responder, you never know if anybody was anybody.
I would say by that metric,
Crazy.
I would be number
You help.
two.
Yeah,
you actually
I
help
agree.
Americans. Okay.
This is your final ranking?
Yes.
You're locking it in?
Locked.
What I'm gonna have you guys
Locked.
do is take a mock citizenship test.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
it's as if I knew something.
You guys have all been given 20 random questions. And
Wait,
let's see.
this is easy for her. This is like a literal practice test before the actual test. It's like cheating on the SAT. Like in the little paper they give you. Did they do that? Like SAT practice? It's like SAT practice for her.
See how well you guys do.
Okay.
That's crazy. They had us take SAT practice in a room for 8 hours, and it wasn't even a real test. It was just a practice test, and then they gave you the actual test, and it was the same shit but longer. They had you in one classroom the entire day. Oh my gosh, I hated school. I'm so glad I graduated.
Okay.
They took that shit on a clipboard standing up. Think like me with a SAT. What is amendment? Who makes federal laws? A civic test evaluates an applicant's knowledge of the U.S. history and government. What did the man? Wait, the citizenship test is just a fucking history test? Are you serious? Name one U.S. territory. Who was president during World War I? What did the Emancipation Proclamation do? Who makes federal laws? This shit is just a history test. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? When do we celebrate Independence Day?
How do you guys
July 4th.
feel like you may have done?
I think I did bad.
There was at least 5
Easy ass what?
questions. I was like, man, I don't know the answer to this.
In 7th, we have Abe with 11 out of 20.
Damn, expose the nigga score.
We have a tie. Sydney, 11 out of 20.
A tie?
You and Abe tie.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Mr. Adler.
In 5th, we have Devin, 12 out of 20.
Look at her proud American ass. Nigga don't even know the easy ass history test questions.
Sydney and I are definitely very impassioned about the way we feel about America, and we were the lowest on the totem pole, so.
In
I guess I'm just right there with the cotton pick.
4th, Lance, 14 out of 20.
Damn.
In 3rd, Daniel, 18 out of 20. And at a tie for 1st, we have Gabrielle and Lila with 20 out of 20.
You got all of them right? Holy.
Wow.
A real
Passing
practice
the-
test, see?
Civic test is a 12 out of 20.
Damn.
What'd you get?
11.
We failed.
12.
We
I got
failed.
12.
We failed.
Oh, so this.
That's crazy. They were completely off by a large margin. I don't think anybody is anywhere near their spot. That's crazy.
It's kind of funny that the people who had the loudest voices are the ones that are at the bottom of this whole ladder.
But it's also kind of funny that one singular test determines your whole life. One test about memorizing things in a country that you do not need to memorize. I mean, you need to know them, but you don't need to memorize them. Like things you need to memorize. Shit about the law and shit about laws and shit about the government. But hey man, what did the Emancipation Proclamation do about 100, 200, 300 years ago? Like, bro, I don't know. Who was on the first penny? Like, bro, I don't care.
It tends to
That's
happen.
fair.
Of course.
Yeah.
I will say when Lila was talking about how hard she had to contribute just to stay in this country, I think that speaks more volumes than being able to take a test.
100%.
I agree.
That's real.
I was surprised by how low some of the scores were, but
Dang.
I also wasn't surprised that I got them all right because this is something I have to study. So I don't think it's necessarily fair.
It's much more important for them to know what's going on right now rather than knowing like random like
I just said
trivia
the same
questions
thing.
about history that not even American
Locked
born
in.
people know. Being an American is not easily definable. There's gonna
Why
be
do they
always
have
a
the
sizable
national
portion
anthem?
of the US that no matter how American you are and how hard you work to be here, they're never gonna recognize you as an American.
I believe in a future in which America.
Why does it always look like she's about to cry? Like she's on the verge of tears. In fact, she just wiped one away. That's a fresh quality tear under her eye duct right now.
Is a place where everyone can live harmoniously. I think we just need to do a better job of listening to each other.
I know it's not me. Does she have like glitter eyeshadow or like?
being more empathetic.
Thank you guys so much. Let's cut.
Oh wait, isn't that the name of the? Oh no, it's Jubilee. I'm slow. Okay, well, how American are you? You eat hamburgers and hot dogs and know about racism? You qualify.